Ida and the Fundraiser Crossover. Norfolk Southern is the most common type of railroad on New Florida today. It has diesel locomotives and steam locomotives, just like every other railroad in real life. That's why they're really useful. Ida is a mixed traffic engine, which means she can pull sometimes freight or passengers. Passengers like the smooth comfort of travel, even with lots of train cars. Passengers like it when the train curls around curves and goes through the valley. This is what makes the curvature really nice. One day, Mr. Cakester wasn't feeling well. His stomach was upset. Becky had an important job for Ida. "You need to collect a goods train and bring it over to Sodor," she said. So Ida buffered up to freight cars of diapers and puffed off. "People need a lot of diapers for their towns," said Ida. "Especially Sodor and New Florida, for all the clean babies and toddlers." "I won't have to change a baby." She arrived at Flatport just in time. And she steamed off to collect her goods train. She buffered up to the long line of cars and puffed with all her might. "Ugh, this train's heavy," groaned Ida. She was the strongest engine on New Florida. "I'm better than all the engines one day." Then she climbed the steep mountain. It was tall, but Ida had a lot of horsepower. "You could do it, Ida! Go on!" cried her driver. Then there was trouble. The train was too heavy, and it began to push Ida down the hill. "Oh no!" cried Ida. "Help!" She was going way too fast, and the load was too much weight. 113 freight cars were heavy, but Ida couldn't control them. She was at really high speed. And then, "I can't stop!" yelled Ida. "Help!" She turned the curve and there was work on the tracks ahead. Some workmen were working on a sinkhole. "Watch out!" cried Ida. She tried to apply her brakes, but the train was too much. It was too late. Fire raged. Smoke was billowing into the air. Luckily, no one was hurt, but the freight cars were derailed and Ida was crunched up on the side of the road. Traffic was building up. Sorry about this, Ida said. Horns were honking. People were getting cross, and then Dwee and Becky arrived. Are you alright? Asked Dwee. Of course I am, whimpered Ida. There's a crossover coming. Dwee puffed with her might. Her engine roared. Her axles ached. And at last she pulled Ida back onto the rails. Thank you, Dwee and Becky, she said. The next day, Mr. Cakester was feeling much better. I'm sorry I was throwing up yesterday, he said sadly. But Becky, I have a special job for you. You are to collect a goods train and bring it to the off-island. Off-island? That's a long way away, sir, said Becky, and then she buffered up to her passenger train with Dwee. And they puffed off. The first-class passengers were on board, along with the coach-class passengers. We'll pick up our goods train tomorrow morning, said Dwee. But today, we have to carry this passenger train over to Flokesburg, or East Station. There was a deadheading car behind the baggage car. Dwee and Becky puffed along the countryside with all their coaches. This is the longest train we've had, they both said at the same time. Passengers were enjoying their snacks in the cafe car. Then an MBTA train came into view. It was on its way to South Station when Dwee and Becky puffed by. The dining car was nice and yummy inside. Then the sun began to set. It was lovely. The butter cake and brownie for dessert was the best. As Dwee and Becky turned the curve, and then the sun set, and it was time for bed. And the passengers were doing their hygiene. And then they all went to sleep, and Dwee had her lamp on, and Becky was trailing behind. The passengers were already asleep, in all the cars except the deadheading one. Then they arrived at Notham Station to drop off the deadheading coach. The deadheading train car was soon removed from the train, while Dwee and Becky continued their journey. The next morning, Ida was repaired and she told Sasha about it. Glad you're repaired, Ida, Sasha said. Thank you, said Ida. I am. It's always best to be useful, said Dwee. And they all smiled in unison.